Yes, sir, and we are live. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Amore Ride, Servant Leadership, our first podcast, man. Y'all get ready. Shine some light on the situation. Yes, sir. So, welcome. Today, the first Amore Ride podcast for servant leaders across the globe. Yes, when I say servant leadership, I mean all our service field technicians out there. I'm talking about our electricians, our construction workers, our plumbers, our maintenance men. I'm talking about carpet. If you do anything resident, you're essential. Pretty much, if you have been essential this COVID-19 season, we probably talking about you. I'm probably talking about you. Yes, you, and you. Thank all of you. Thank all of us, because I myself am a technician, HVAC certified, EPA, all that good stuff. I've been over 50 properties in Atlanta, Georgia, the greater Atlanta area. I feel like that was a good accomplishment. I know it was, because all the contacts and contractors and fellow co-workers and industry co-workers gotten together and realized that, man, there is so much power in unity, man. Unity. Like, give it up for unity. Unity in the community, man. We can make each other rich. Yes, we can. So this podcast is dedicated to maintenance and all the other categories that I said before, man. Get excited about that, man. I'm so excited that we got our first interviewee is a female. Yes, a female handy woman. As she said, handy women lives. Handy. See, it's so hard to even say it. You don't say it that much. Handy women. Handy woman lives matter too, is what she said, man. I'm talking, she is live. If you don't know what servant leadership is pretty much what it says. You're serving, you're being a leader through service. One of my, I believe, could be one of the greatest, I suppose, parables or examples of a servant leader would be the story of Jesus. Jesus was a carpenter. You feel me? Jesus was a carpenter. Yes, sir. Jesus was a carpenter. Give it up for the carpenters one time in the building. All the carpenters. Yeah, so carpenters are servant leaders. You know, when you create a service, you 9 times out of 10 become essential, because you are actually have a purpose that the community needs to stay comfortable, to stay in their what we've come to acquire as a common or norm. Yeah, man, I want to we're gonna take some time while our guest taps in. So tell everybody about yourself. What's your name? You know what I'm saying?
My name is Yashika Jones. I'm currently an assistant maintenance manager in a Buckhead townhomes. I've been doing construction going on how long? 17 years now. Yes. I started off in a sheet metal union as local Union 40. I was the first Black woman to graduate from an apprenticeship program.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You was the first Black woman to graduate in the apprenticeship program.
Yep, in 2008. I was the first Black woman, yes, to complete an apprenticeship program at local Union 40 in Connecticut.
And that's what
Shout out to you guys.
Because you're from Connecticut, right?
I am from Connecticut, originally born and raised. I've been down here in Atlanta for about May 5th, Santa Gamayo. I'll be 9 years strong. My passion is my hands. You see, I got a Band-Aid on now because these are my money makers right here. That's what I use. I'm a Scorpio, so they use their claws to sting, and I use mine to make money. I use mine to make money.
I'm gonna burn this applause button down. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna burn this down. Man, you are an accomplished. Let me just let it ride one time if you don't mind. Man,
Thank you.
you
Thank
are
you.
an accomplished Black woman.
It hasn't always been easy for a young lady like me in my industry. Sometimes I walk on a job site with my tool bag, my hard hat on, and the guys still say, "Are you sure you're in the right place?" Because I'm barely 5'3", 135 pounds wet. So I try not to, sometimes my size, misleads folks, but I'm very, my strength comes from the inside.
That's right.
Yes.
Right, man. You got me fired up over here, girl. I'm excited.
We both excited, boo. We both excited.
And the working with that's why I started this podcast. I named it Servant Leader. I learned it servant leader, right? I named it servant leader because you are a servant leader. Let me break down servant leader if for the people that don't know, if they don't know. So it's exactly what it says, a leader that is a servant. And I said probably like a couple of times before you came on that one of the greatest spoke of servant leaders was the story of Jesus. He was the carpenter. He knew he was the carpenter. You did. So, and it goes deeper than just working with material with your hands. It's like you're really creative. So you got a passion for it. This is one of the most easiest connected industries to let your passion be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like
I get a lot of my work by word of mouth. That's why I make sure everything I touch, I put my best effort into it, because word of mouth is how I usually get my next job, and I just, a happy customer is very important to me, and I just love seeing the finished product of a job, like starting something and seeing the finished ending of, the effort that I put forth, It's just, it's a drive that I have. Everybody's not, everybody has their own talent and skill set, and but I just try to utilize mine to the best of my ability. Whether it's painting or putting on a door. I mean, I'm definitely a jack of all trades. I did my own hair. I do hair also, not just in the maintenance and construction industry. Like I said, I use these fingers by any means necessary. And it's just. And I feel like if I don't use my God-given talents, then I'll be punished, to put something that comes so naturally to me on the back burner.
Yes,
I can't do that. I can't. I wake up every day. I'm doing something for someone every day. But what I had to learn was I had to start with me. Because if I'm not happy, I can't make a customer happy. I can't make my boss happy. It's just like I have to be happy. I can't look for a relationship to make me happy. It's just my happiness comes from within and doing things that, just make me happy. And I never leave the door closed for anyone. If I have an opportunity of any sort and I know someone that's looking for an opportunity, I'll let them go the same path that I went, and it's happened plenty of times. Plenty of times I've left the door open, and even a friend that I'm sitting here with now, she went through a program that I went through, and right now she's one of the garbage ladies from Atlanta City, because she went through a DOT program that I went through. Shout out to Ready Red,
Shout out to Ready Red in the best. Shout out to Ready Red, y'all. making it happen out there on the ones
It's
and
just
twos.
successes to me. It's just, no man left
Mm,
behind. That's
mm,
how that's success for me. Just letting somebody come through after me. I don't ask for much. I don't ask for anything. Just to take it seriously and put your best foot forward.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Man, hey, some lady is at home staring at her man. Like, what is you? You don't work with
And
your
we
feet.
need more ladies in the industry.
Yeah.
Some from time to time, I went through the program at the Goodwill, and from time to time they call me. They have a woman in construction class, and they call me up there and they ask me to motivate the ladies to stay in the class, because sometimes they get frustrated. They feel they can't finish it. They're not going to be accepted. And I am living proof that you can do whatever you want to do, no matter what age, size, or race. You're only stop. You're going to stop yourself. Nobody can stop me from doing what I want to do. I'll stop myself.
Yes.
So that's what I tell the ladies: just keep going, because I need some more y'all out here with me, so we could, take this thing over, get us some pink trucks, and yeah,
Hey,
and,
girl.
and rock this industry. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Yeah.
man, let me ask you a question. What would you
Yes.
tell a young lady who would like to do what you do that's just starting out? What advice would you give her?
Fine. I would give her the advice by saying, because I do an array of things. So find out what makes your heart beat. What's your passion? Whether it's doing hair, whether it's painting, it has to be something that you don't see as a job, or as a career. It's just something that you you love to do. I love what I do, and you have to love what you do, and really, in order to be successful with it. So find what you love to do and concentrate on that, and success will soon come. It has to come from within. You can't get an idea of what you want to do for the rest of your life from somebody else. It's already in you. You have to live it out. But sometimes you got to dig deep and find out what it is. And sometimes you have to take chances and it's about risk and chances. Me coming down here from Connecticut, already set in a job, getting paid a lot, a good salary, but I was willing to, take that risk and go out on a limb for a passion that I have. And all risks aren't going to come out the way you want to. But to me, not trying is an automatic failure. If you don't try, you already failed.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to just know what you want to wake up. When I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like I'm going to work. I feel like I'm going to do something that I love
Right.
and help somebody out. And when I leave out of somebody's house and they're satisfied, I just feel all bubbly on the inside, And that's a feeling that you have to fit, that you must feel if you're going to do anything or put any kind of passion or effort into anything.
Right. Then we get a little.
Yeah, my mom's calling me. Sorry, mom. And I do it for her too. And you just you just can't give up. You just can't give up, and you can't be afraid to ask questions, because no question is stupid if
Mm-hmm.
you don't know the answer. And you can't. You just got to be yourself. It's so easy to be me. I don't try to, imitate anybody. I love. I even write poetry. You know, a lot of people can't put words together and express how they feel on the inside. So it's just what you do has to be a passion that comes from within, and with success comes thereafter.
So, what would you say is the hardest thing you had to overcome as being the hardest thing as a woman? Like what at what point did you realize, like, damn, because I'm a woman, this is why this is happening to me in this industry?
Uh, wow. Uh, I mean, just working in an industry that's predominantly male, predominantly Caucasian male. It's just there. It's just the being an acceptance. Every first day is a Yashika I gotta prove myself, worthy of a position that I know I'm qualified for. It's just
Mm-hmm.
because I am a small female. I don't look the part that I do. I don't look like I carry a ladder on my shoulder and climb up.
Right.
And, you know, even when I was 370 feet up on top of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yo, I see them pictures
Yeah.
on your gram, yo. You got
Yes,
some
I
impressive
was one of
pictures,
the
like,
only two females on top of that stadium, building my own swing staging. We
like,
did
do
the
they be
whole.
talking shit? Like, do you run into that a lot? Like, other men maybe making bad tasting jokes type, just
Oh
because
yes,
you're not,
I've run
you're
it.
not.
I've been sexually harassed, of course. I mean, I'm not, bad looking.
Yeah,
I've been. Uh, how can I say? Like, my ideas aren't always taken seriously. And I've been doing what I do for a very long time, licensed and everything. But because of my gender, I'm looked over. But I make sure I'm not. You're going.
Let's fade to black, and then we'll be right back. She's back. Let's go and bring her in. Don't have her wait. We don't have the queen waiting too long. I want to see what the percentage is between male and women in the construction field.
Okay, I went my first job that I was the Marriott Hotel in Hartford, Connecticut, and I was the only female for a very long time and 500 men on the job. I was the
Okay.
first black woman to be a HVAC installer for Shoemate.
Get
Look,
what?
Shoemate, also Castile Heating and Air. I was the first sister
What?
that they let go in someone's home to install an HVAC system.
Wow. Hold on. This is some real heavy. I told y'all we was coming back with the ropies. You feel me? Hey.
2018. Now I was the first, and they've been open since the 60s, maybe 50s, 70s. I don't know their establishment date off of hand, but I know in 2018 I was the first one to go install an HVAC system for their company. First, have my own truck, cell phone, have my little outfit with the name on it.
Yeah,
At first, I didn't know whether to be upset or honored that I was the first one in
right.
2018 to work for you guys.
Right. I was just thinking that too. Castile Air was like, yeah, that's what you
It's kind
think.
of it kind of tore me both ways, like yay, and then why?
Yeah, why, right? Right? Like, why?
Did you
That's
not have any
crazy.
other qualified individuals for the job, or
All right. Well, to be
what?
fair, all right, look. So let me tell you the statistic real quick. All right. So here it says, women working in the construction numbered 1.5% of the entire U.S. workforce in 2018. Women in the U.S. earn an average of 81.1% of what men make. Okay. So here's the gender gap right here. The gender pay gap is significantly smaller in construction occupations, with women earning an average 99.1% of what men make. I mean, well, we come a long way from where we came from, but the number of women in the field kind of reflects the, I guess, the how many men and women it is. Yeah, You just happen to be a phenomenal
Yes.
woman.
Well,
You
I
know
was
what I'm saying?
also in Local 85 Sheet Metal Union when
Hmm.
basically I transferred unions. I was in the union from 2004 to about let me see, about early 2018. And out of the 15 members of Local 85 that staff Georgia,
Mhm.
Alabama, and I think some of South Carolina. There were 1,500 workers. Five of us were women, and two of us were black.
15.
And I couldn't understand for the life of me while I kept getting laid off. And it was very frustrating because I used to even go to my union reps and I used to say, why can't I keep a job? I know what I'm doing. I try my best, every day. And their response was, well, these guys, they're good old boys. It's hard to change the mindset of a 60-year-old white man. That's what they told me.
That's
Instead
what they
of
said.
instead of not, he basically you condoned it because you didn't address any
Exactly.
concerns that I had. Basically, you told me that they're too old to change how they feel about me, no matter how good of a worker I am. And that's one of the main reasons that I got out the union because I know I'm good, but it was just I wasn't good enough.
So they said.
Yes. So I just started doing my own thing. But with them, the pay rate, because you're in the union, you get, as a journey person, I got the same rate as, my male counterparts. That was the beneficial. It wasn't like Walmart where they give the ladies, $5 or $6 less than the man, and they don't know. But what I also learned was not to discuss when I got out the union, not to discuss my pay with coworkers, because of my experience in education. I was, getting paid more than some of my coworkers, and I made a mistake by mentioning my pay, and all hell broke loose.
Of course.
It turned into, oh, Yashika, you're so fabulous, to boss man, she don't know what she's doing. You got to cut her pay. Even though I've been there for 3 months, showed up and showed out, but because I was getting that rate of pay, and they weren't, it was a conflict. It was a conflict, and all the time they took their side. So that's why I started doing my own little handy woman thing, just working it. I started off just doing sheet metal, HVAC, commercial, air handlers, VAVs, ductwork,
Hey,
whatever.
like my
But being on a job site for so long, I learned how to, do framing. I watched the carpenters. I watched the electricians. I can wire an outlet.
Mhm.
It's so funny because you showed me something on your page about motherboards, and I changed two of them last week, and you
Hey,
popped up in my head like, oh my god, and I had,
right.
I'm not afraid to say I've never done it before, but I did it. But you came to mind with the motherboard thing,
Yeah. Shout out to MT. Shout out to
Yes.
MTU class, man. We on Facebook. We put a lot of it's pretty much a maintenance technician union, man. It's a group, and we just help each other out, post little things that we do, whatnot. And
But
man,
that was like beneficial to me.
right.
So I you can always, look to others for help and guidance. And I got some really awesome and accepting coworkers right now.
Mhm.
And it just feels good to not have to, always have to be on my toe, just on
So,
defense. It feels good to be in a workplace and not be on defense. So, or
mhm,
watch my back, worried about somebody trying to,
right.
tell
So,
some.
so you had you worked for yourself for a while then before you actually started working for, I suppose, where you work now.
Yes, that's been getting me by. Last year, 5 days before my birthday, I had a terrible wreck on 285. My car started out in the fast lane, and a 19-year-old kid hit me going 75 miles per hour. So that kind of brought me out of, the HVAC. I wasn't able to lift furnaces and condensers and stuff like that. So I just looked to other ways. I dug deep and found other skill sets that weren't so strenuous on my body, to be able to get by. And it's just been a pure blessing.
Yeah.
And I always say it has to be in you, not on you. A lot of people have loyalty and honesty tattooed on them, but it really has to be on you, in you, inside you, not just written on you.
Exactly.
And my passions are in me.
Right.
And I take them so very seriously that everybody else does too. And I'm honored that you're, how can I say? I'm honored that you've chosen me to, as your first show protege. I hope you're not disappointed.
Man, you look, man. You talk about honored. I feel like I got the first lady on the line. What you mean, first lady of the contract? Man, look, you done listed the first of everything. It's only right that I deem you first lady. It's only right. Like seriously, I'm proud to hear a black woman do so much in an industry that is predominantly ran by Caucasian men. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
My first day on the job, the guys, they were like a black girl doing sheet metal. It was just like, they didn't want to sit with me. They didn't have break time with me. They just,
Yeah.
when it was time for me to, learn how to put ductwork together, they would turn their back on me. I have to, watch. My first 2 months on the job, every day they hid my tools from me. And I think that's where I got a lot of my strength and, stuff from, because at first I used to cry and cry and cry. And it's just like, you know what, stop feeling sorry for yourself and just let them know that you're here to stay. You're not going anywhere. A lot of my apprentice sisters quit because the pressure, they find any little thing to nitpick and then you're out of here. So it's just like, I'm glad that I had the determination not to give up so I could be the first to walk across that stage and get my HVAC license. That was an accomplishment for me and my family because of the way I grew up. The men were, the breadwinners. My grandmother never worked. 9 kids, she never worked, she never drove. I loved her to death, but I vowed not to be that same way, because I don't want to wait at home for nobody to bring me a check. I made myself a go-getter. And even when I first started, my grandfather was like, he was a foreman on a construction site, and I thought he would be excited that I got in construction. He goes, that's a man's job. And I said, oh, well, I'm about to go make some man money, Granddad. How about that?
Yo, man.
I got in when I was 23 years old. I just turned 40. And I've never looked back. I've never looked back.
See, I thought you said I just turned 40. I never looked bad. I'm about to say, you damn right, girl, because you.
Well, I try. I try.
Look, man.
I even work with my eyelashes on.
See, I told y'all. I told you this. You know what? I didn't know exactly why it was taking a little long, but I said, because of the maintenance. I was trying to pull that punch because I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? But I said,
I had to get cute for the show.
You didn't try too hard. It don't look like you look like it's natural now.
Clothes on,
I got it, man. Look, the maintenance. Don't. This is what you look, man. If have you ever had to do a emergency call this late You showing up at a Negro house at 12:30 in the morning. Wait a minute.
We're in the living room laughing, and the wife calls from the bedroom. I thought the maintenance man was coming, and he's like, "She's here." And then she gets up and she coming in because we in there like, well, that sound like a girl,
Mm-hmm.
So I ran into that, and after I fixed their problem,
Hearing that for the first time when you told me that you was a maintenance woman. Now at the time you was working for yourself. And I think you was
yeah,
like, I'm on the roof. I'm like, you
I
on
was
the
on the
roof?
roof. I actually asked you to help with the roof, but you were tied up,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I was
right,
like,
man.
yeah, I did a roof on the shed. I've laid linoleum floor. I built the bar. Um, what I oh my goodness, I hang ceiling fans, light fixtures.
Let me ask you a
Uh,
question. What has been who can I'm pretty sure you can think of who, but what type of well, who was the worst resident that you've ever had come across? Like one of the worst things a resident has done, just being a resident, either like an idiotic thing, like you know what I'm saying, or something like that you might have had to woo-saw a little bit.
um, I can say this one gentleman in our
Of course.
facility. He's a hoarder, and I would
Mhm.
love to call A&E or whatever show sponsors that show because I'm
Mhm.
small as hell, and I still have to like to get in there.
Hide in there.
You're always calling me something done, but nobody even can get to the problem.
Right,
We can't even get to the stove with one
mhm.
burner isn't working because you
Right,
had, I guess he moved out of a house and
right.
a
That'd be
new
this.
storage thing, and it's just like
Mhm.
every everything's there.
Yeah.
Everything's there. And today I had to become a dog whisperer because the lady she broke her shades, her blinds in the house, and on the notes it says she does have a dog, but it's friendly.
Mhm.
So I went in the house and the dog met me at the door and he's like, "Rrr." And I
Mhm.
called my boss. I was like, "Well, it's a dog in here. He just growled at me." And she said, "What?" He said, "What she said." She said it's friendly. So you know what? I took a little step back, gathered myself,
Mhm.
went back in the door. It growled at me again, and what did I do? I was like, "Rrr," right back at you, and it ran
Normalized
in the
Buffalo
room.
dog.
It ran right away from me, and I was able to fix their blind and do what I had to do. It's just like I have a dog myself, so it's like, do I gotta go get my puppy to handle this or what? I said to the dog, I
Yeah.
got a dog too. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
What
right.
you talking about, Willis? But it was
Right,
just
right.
like, I didn't let, fear take hold of the situation.
Right.
I dug deep. That's one less work order on
Mhm.
my load to get it done.
Right. That's deep on so many levels. Like just facing adversity.
Even today, a gentleman was getting out his car, had on those, dad sweatpants, and dropped his whole wallet. Every credit card in the world, you know, and the last thing I was thinking of, even though I didn't have gas in the car at the time, was to go to the gas station and fill up. I said, let me look at his ID, and hopefully he has his current residence on this where I can go knock on his door and give him his stuff back.
Mhm.
That was, you have to enter the anything, because these people trust you to,
Mhm.
go in their homes, trust you around their personal belongings.
Right,
And
right.
the last thing, and that helped me build up, a trust rapport with him because you got everything returned back to you the way it was. And he was ever, ever so grateful. And all I did was say, Well, when if you go on the website, just put a nice review in for me. Because it's just like he had been through so much in the past 2 weeks. He walked outside last Tuesday and his brand new truck was on cinder blocks. They stole his rims. So Lord forbid, now this week you dropped your wallet. And then, you know what I'm saying? It was just me trying to help him avoid having 2 bad weeks in a row.
Man, you a hero.
That was my main objective. Let me return this because if that was me, I would definitely want somebody,
You a fucking
And I
hero.
had that same experience. I jumped on a back of a bike with my friend, and my whole wallet fell out my pocket. And a couple weeks later, it was in my mailbox. So it's to me, my karma is real, and you just you just try to go about daily life just being as just honest and as possible. And it was very so much appreciated, and that's all. To me, it's the little things that count, all the time. Not sometimes it's like they say they got the saying. Sometimes it's the little things. No, all the time it's the little things. So it's just like if I could, put a smile on somebody's face, or or just make them have a better day. Say a little funny joke. I mean, today when I was doing my grounds, you saw the picture.
Yeah, what was that? Hold on, what? Oh my gosh!
You saw the picture.
Yo,
I mean,
I ain't never. I never seen that before.
That was my first find of the day. I'm just doing my regular. We do the grounds because you can't go into the residence home until after a certain time. So, and what do I roll up on my zebra buggy? A butt plug. Live and in action. And then it was so funny because where I picked it up from, I saw a resident. He came out. He went to the car it was next to, and he walked around the car and I knew it was his. I knew it was his, but I couldn't say, dude, is that your butt plug? I thought that would have been totally inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the things you run into.
Yeah.
Freaking crazy. Like yesterday, a guy had a Maserati go away on a tow truck. I mean, he thought it was stolen. But it got repo. He got called APD out there and everything.
Damn.
And they like, nah, dude, call the car people.
Damn.
So it's been very interesting. Very interesting. It's
what area?
It's never a dull moment.
What area you in? You working in?
Buckhead.
Oh Lord. Oh yeah, man. I work in the city too, man. My first day of working in the city, I had it's crazy in Atlanta. It's crazy.
Very much so.
And I had a resident try to expose himself to me. I'm talking about, this was early in the morning. I'm doing grounds. It's like, hey, you got time for a break? I'm like, a break? My first, I'm like, what is it that I can help you with, sir? Or the motherfucker start, that SpongeBob meme when he start doing that little thing right there.
I've had ladies come. I'm knocking at the door, maintenance, mate. They didn't jump right out the shower, and I'm like, because I'm one of them girls that like them girls. So I'm like, wait, hold up, you got some sons right there still, bitch.
From some sons.
Need some help with your back,
Oh Lord.
Like literally, like had guys come just but like boxes on. Okay. I think the problem you knew I was coming. You knew I was coming. That's all I'm saying. You knew it was scheduled. You knew I was coming.
You got the appointment only on there and everything.
This is a surprise for me. It's not no surprise for you. It's a surprise for me.
Yeah. That's funny as shit.
You could have put your trench coat on by the clock. You could have put anything on your blanket on your.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just It's just very interesting. I wouldn't trade what I do for
Right.
anything. You know, I wouldn't.
It's something I wanted to touch on that you spoke on a little earlier. You were saying about how those other men wouldn't allow you to see exactly what was going on
Hmm.
as a
I
woman.
had to sneak and learn. I had to
Right.
sneak and learn.
And you know, it's funny. I think that's why they call them trade secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really want people to know what to do in certain situations, especially if you're one who can work well with their hands. You know what I mean? Because that's going to be your money. You know, that's that
Hmm.
intellectual property that they don't want to share with you. That they know that this is better than actually giving you some money because I'm teaching you something that you're going to be able to not only apply and make money yourself, but you may be able to teach this to other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without any type of handle from them. You know what I'm saying? That's why you, as a black woman, is such a threat because with your nurturing spirit, the intellectual property that you have that most women don't have, you're going to be opening up people's minds. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Even ones that couldn't stand me. You know, I always say to know me is to love me, because even in the beginning when they were towards the end, they were like, "Oh, Yashika, Yashika, Yashika," you know, because but that was my drive and my own determination not to let them deter me from my goal, from my focus,
Mhm.
for that something I learned when I was 23 years old. I'm still currently able to make money off of. I went to
Mhm.
school with people who graduated from college and got all kind of degrees that they're not using. I
Mhm.
have a job, a career that a robot can't do. You can't outsource carpentry. You can't outsource painting. You can't outsource HVAC. A robot can't climb up a ladder and do what I can do every day. So that's especially special to me
Mhm.
because it's something that I'll
See,
forever be able to hold on to. Once I've learned it, I will,
mhm.
and I don't
See,
mind passing on. I even work on cars a little bit.
the robots need us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta maintenance the robot. We gotta
Yes.
give them oil changes and shit.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know, the
putting on
proper
serpentine belts. I'm doing tune up. People like, you got a Mercedes Benz. You can't do that. No, I just saved myself $500. True story.
Facts. And then
So it's like, yeah, the industry is you got to make the best of it and just not let others' perception of you get in the way of your goals.
mhm, yeah,
That's period.
and I think that I just want to let it be known that you know the people that's going to be on this podcast are all field technicians in some
Hmm.
form or fashion. You know, all the servant leaders. And one thing that I know that we all have is a necessity is integrity. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier, these people trust us with their lives pretty much. This is their livelihood. This is their living. You know,
Hmm.
their living space. Like when they get away from work or the outside, we normalize their safe haven.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if that air go out and it's 92-degree weather and we don't show up, boy, they in trouble. Because guess what? We gonna fix our shit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there, like that the integrity that you displayed, the type of, and I don't want to keep just saying just because you're a woman, but that definitely is a big part. But it's enlightening for me just to
Hmm.
know what it takes to be in this industry
Hmm.
and to know that you as a woman are holding your own and doing very well at it. You are doing your motherfucking. I have never used this motherfucking button so much.
Give myself a
Bro,
pat on the back. Pat on the back.
man, we need 1,000 packs. can't wait till we run this back, man. I mean, do you know when females watch this, when other women see this, they are going to be so inspired. This is going to be something
I
that's
mean,
going
I
to.
inspire like my little sister. She's so like you just know how to move maneuver around. I mean, I don't let anything a barrier or anything, and that's why I wanted to. I had when I was doing the roof, I had that was her first time using a circular saw, and but I don't mind if you're willing to learn. I don't mind passing on what I know. It's great. I'm grateful to do it. Because I don't want you to be so dependent upon calling somebody else to do something that if you concentrate, you can work it out yourself. And that's just what it is. Even with my not Mercedes, I said not my little sister Sage. When she was little, she was just so fascinated by me being in construction. She was like, "Oh, Yashika, when I get older, I'm going to be a construction worker just like you, and we're going to work at the same place and take lunch breaks together." And it was awesome to, just
Mm-hmm. Be
like
that
to
super woman.
inspire a 3 or 4 year old to want to put on a hard hat and be like Big Sis.
Yeah, yeah, that's love.
Watch the way even me now, I have to watch the way I maneuver things I do, associations, because I'm affiliated with, a lot of people, and your name is everything. Your name is everything at the end of the day. So I just try to, you know, keep my name ringing good bells.
Right. Man, that inspiring other people is what makes you live forever. You know that, right? Like being able to give somebody a synapse, like a brain spark, like they learned something.
Mm-hmm.
You're a part of that memory. You're a part of that thing that they might start to pass on. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That's deep, man. I really am in awe. I learned some things about this industry that I probably would never have known about if it wasn't for your perspective. So I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate you taking this time with me
Yeah, I
to do
appreciate you letting me give my perspective because what I was telling my friend earlier, yeah, it's thousands of men that work in my industry, but
it.
for it to come from a female is a totally different ball game.
Right.
I've had not only Caucasian brothers have hated on me on the job site. True
Wow.
story. My own kind.
All right.
Trying to get a up or any up, or
Oh, I know what you mean.
it hurts me to my soul.
Yeah.
But job security is everything for some people.
For some
I don't want
people,
to. With the skills that I have, I don't need to throw anybody under the bus.
exactly. I say the same thing. I say the same. I don't even know why
I'm
people
gonna
don't
open the bus door and let you in. I
say
ain't
that
gonna throw you
again.
under the bus.
Say that again. Say that again about the job security thing. Some people
Listen,
have some people.
some people will try to make themselves look good by trying to make you look bad for job security.
For job security, a job that they don't even need. You got the skill set, so why would you throw anybody else underneath the bus to keep a job that could fire you tomorrow? Yeah, that shit's asinine. Is ass backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I think we are blessed to have the hands, the skill set of the hands to actually not have to deal with that shit if we ever really didn't want to.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
our industry of employees, we have. I'm pretty sure we have the highest rate of converting over to having our own business. You know what I'm saying? Like how
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable walking around with your money makers only using them at a certain place every day. When you go
Mm-hmm.
home, you got the same hands. You just mounted 30 TVs renovating for your property. You know what I'm saying? But you
Mm-hmm.
won't make $1,500 to do that shit yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But you hit the nail on the head too, man. You really did. Man, you was a queen. You was a queen if I've seen one. I
Thank
appreciate
you. Thank
you.
you.
I appreciate you. And what's your Instagram? Where can we check you out at?
I'm No Justice, No Peace Jones.
That's that is NOJ.
NO underscore
Uh,
justice
uh,
underscore no wait,
yeah.
hold on. I can't even go to it.
I might be able to go to it for you. I got you. I got you. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on
Yes, because we're friends. I know
it.
it's no justice, no peace, but I'm not sure where all the underscores are. I'm sorry.
All right, good. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna tap in. I want them to check you out and see this growth because you just got on this new property, didn't
Mm-hmm. 1 month in, and yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing. I've just been blessed to, and the thing is, how I got the job is I
you?
had been doing so much side work for the way I did the roof. I laid the floor, um, rewired some electrical sockets. This older lady, her son was so appreciative because he said, I'm so tired when I get out of work from doing this and doing that, that you did everything for my mom that I wasn't able to do. So he
Mhm,
was like, I don't know how else to show you any love but try to get you a job going with my company.
mhm,
And I mean, this thing happened in a matter of 1 week. When he got back from work from being sick, I had an interview within 2 days of him being back at work. Second interview, I didn't even have to go to the office. We did it over the phone. Drug test, boom. I was hired. 5 days after my birthday, that could have been the best birthday present ever. And it was just him showing appreciation for me, just being dedicated and putting a smile on his mom's face. He just
right.
he was so appreciative. He's like, I got to put you on. I have to do something to show that I'm appreciative. So it's just like, by me, it's like I'm representing him. He's been with the company 15 years. So that's how he was able just to, he didn't close the door. Like I said earlier, he didn't close the door. Even though he's secure in his employment and he has no worries, he still left the door open for me to come through after him and display my skills and give off my good energy. I went in there, clean, because I work with guys. I cleaned up the shop area. The microwave just looked like stuff been cooked in there for 30 years. I gave the place a woman's touch, and they can appreciate that. And I have nothing but great feedback. Just great feedback from, so even just being there for a month. Some of the residents even know my name. I saw a guy, Zach, earlier. Hey, Shika, and it just made me feel good because I went in your
Right,
house one time, dude,
right,
one
right,
time, and from when I told him my name, he never forgot.
right,
And
right.
so that just hits, it sits well with me that I went in there, helped him out, and he didn't forget that I helped him out.
Right, right.
So it's
And
just like me having a good rapport and just getting that positive feedback. That's everything to me. Sometimes you're gonna get a disgruntled person. Somebody might be having a bad day or whatever. But if I'm having issues, I never break my issues to work. I leave them I leave them at the door. When I
you know,
go through that gate, I leave them right at the outside of the gate.
the funny thing is like we can say that we work where people live. Like just that sentence alone, we where people's homes is our workspace.
Mhm.
That's very profound.
Mhm.
To know that. Who like if the roles were reversed, we ain't having nobody working in our house. Yeah, man,
No.
now what you do, but what we got going on is really, man, it's nothing less, it's nothing short of, like I said before, being a hero.
Mhm.
We're on emergencies. I know you get a lot of calls. How you do this, Shika? How you do this? How you
Mhm.
you know
Mhm.
Man, it goes so deep, man. I really I don't believe in any coincidences, and I know for a fact that this you being the first podcast interviewee this is going down. This is being stamped. This is official. This is certified. This has been, an experience, and I appreciate you giving
Hmm.
sharing experience.
Yes, and please invite me again. You know, I have many more.
Definitely,
I'll have many more stories to tell. I'm sure.
they don't
You
stop.
know.
Definitely, definitely. All right, so I got Instagram scrolling right here, man. Hopefully,
Oh, I
y'all go
see
follow
it.
her.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, y'all
Oh,
go
no
follow her,
justice, no
man.
peace,
No
Jones.
justice,
Okay,
no
hit
peace.
me up.
Oh,
Follow me.
yes, sir. Solid as they come, ladies and gentlemen. No justice, no peace. Jones in the house.
Blessings
Man,
to you.
man.